lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Jeremy Lee in the building and every guest that you ever needed. Sports cards after hours keep the hobby heated. Updates, hobby talk like you never seen it. Sports cards live and none could ever beat it. Sports cards is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Welcome to another episode of Sports Cards Live with your host, Jeremy Lee.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Fanatics Collect Auction Ending Watch Party. It is March the 23rd, 2025. My name is Jeremy Lee, and we are back, guys. We are back yet again. Bunch of you here already. Welcome to the show. This is the new format, the all sports coverage, no longer just hockey. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And lots of comments already. So we're gonna jump right in and say hello. We got the professor is here. Jake Dahl, we are back again. Laura, I read your comment. This is going to be a show of me saying, if I could bet on this one, this is the card I would want. Or here's another one I want, but I'm broke now. So yeah, I got to keep my hand away from the bidding button. John, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Todd McDonald, hello, hello. Trevor, what's going on, Trevor? Josh Jerez, Anony, no more hockey cards, please. No longer hockey. No, well, we're doing hockey, but we're doing all sports here tonight now as we move forward. And happy to do that. I'm going to put the Sports Cards Live affiliate code into the chat and ask that if you are going to bid on anything tonight, please click the link first and go bid through there. Greatly appreciate your support for certain. Hello, Linda's First. Welcome back to the show, to the channel, guys. Lots of great cards as usual. We're going to start with baseball, move over to basketball, football, hockey. We're going to look at the eye appeal cards. We're going to look at some of the featured collections on the platform. So I think we should jump in. Thank you, Anony. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. We are going to jump right in, guys. We're going to start with baseball, and there's always great cards here, but listen, I like all eras. I like 1910s. I like all the way through till, I'm not really into the ultra modern, but I do like all eras, maybe, up until then. And we're just going to start looking here at some of these vintage baseball cards. The T206 Cy Young with the glove showing. This is a polar bear back, which is, CRT Sports Cards. Chris is a friend of mine here in the hobby. He's got a great YouTube channel, and he has kind of helped enlighten me as to these polar bears. I like the backs the best because of that solid black print. And I just think they're kind of the neatest ones out there. Nice, and listen, the Sweet Caporales, the Piedmonts are great as well. But this is the one that's kind of unique with this black background. So this is a PSA 5, and it looks really nice to me. Excuse me. It looks really good to me. I like the card. Well centered. It's got, rounded corner up there on the right. A few other issues, of course. Take a good look at it, but a great image overall of Cy Young, and of course the reverse polar bear. So $77.50 right now on this T206 Cy Young card, which I really like. Now this is another one. Here's the T206 Walter Johnson portrait, the Piedmont back. It's an SGC 1.5, but look at this card, you guys. So let's see what's wrong with it. Well, it's got the number 8 written on the back. I think that must be what is going on. Somebody seems to have right there written on the back of the card. Now, it's a big no-no, but if that's all that's wrong with this thing, and it is still, because of that, an SGC 1.5, I have to think that's the problem with it, right? You got to think that's the reason why this card isn't graded much higher, because just look at the front of this thing. It is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, it's got some issues there in the bottom left corner, but look at the centering, and even the registration's good. The color is good. I don't know. Nice card. Really nice. I'd say this one is really strong for the grade. It doesn't have an eye appeal designation. Maybe it could have one. I'm not sure, but I really like this card, guys. I really like this card. And then we've got what is the card that you'll see down at the bottom of the screen there, wherever, the Babe Ruth, the 181, the green portrait. This card has grown on me a lot over the last little while. And this is a beautiful copy. It's a PSA 4, recently slabbed. And I mean, just look at the image of him here. Oh, this has grown on me a lot. You see this yellow stripe across the top. I don't know if that's on all the issues or not, but it might be, it might not be. If it isn't, it is a registration issue, but it's not impacting the clarity of his face here. All the lines are lining up. So this is a great copy. I just love it. This would be more than welcome in my collection. It's off center to the left, but these 33 Gaudis often are. Just a beautiful card. $23,000 right now, 22 bids. What a card. What a card, guys. Michael Ham, you love it too. Hey, yeah, so do I. And what do you say? I wouldn't care if you wrote all over that back as long as the front is nice. Yeah, I don't know if I want it written all over, Ham, but I get what you're saying, and I do agree with you. It's just a wonderful card overall. Yes, rest in peace, George Foreman. Very sad right there, everybody. John says, glad the Fanatics Weekly is getting some expanded coverage. I'm glad you're glad. I'm glad you're glad because I'm enjoying it too. I had a great run of just doing the hockey shows with Josh from the Gong Show, but we're expanding here to other sports now, guys. Pick Six, what's going on, Pick Six? Good to see you. Jacob Gaudreau, nice to see you. Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful Babe Ruth. Let's keep on going. This 33 Lou Gehrig PSA 3.5, this is the card that sits atop along with one other of my want list. And I just love this card. This is the number 92. There are two Lou Gehrigs in the set. They look identical. One's number 92. I believe the other one is numbered 160. This is a 3.5. It's an older slab. And it looks nice enough from here. You know, it's got decent centering off a bit to the right. It's got some toning on the edges there. It's not perfect card, of course. It's got rounded corners. It's got a fisheye right here. Maybe some edge or some surface issues right over here. But when you zoom out, it looks pretty good. This fisheye here is sort of bothersome, but still for the grade, I'm not going to complain about this grade at a 3.5. I don't think it's overgraded. I don't think it's undergraded. I would say this is graded perfectly right. $7,000 on that one. Just a really, really nice card right there. All right, we have a 41 play ball Ted Williams. So as I just said, atop my list is the 33 Gaudi Babe Ruth with one other card. Well, it's not the Ted Williams, but the other card atop my list now is a 1941 play ball, but it's the Joe DiMaggio. And, you know, once I knock off the Gehrig and the Joe DiMaggio, I'm going to come after one of these Ted Williams because 41 play ball, I already have the Pee Wee Reese in my collection. The rookie, his rookie is in this set. I love the Pee Wee Reese. So to put together the Pee Wee Reese, the Joe DiMaggio, the Ted Williams, what a great trio of cards that would be. And the 1950 Yogi Berra, another card that I just love. This is graded an SGC2. And from a distance, it looked good, but you zoom in and you can see this thing definitely has issues right on his face. There's a crack coming through his hat. You've got surface issues that kind of mess up his mouth, registration issues. You can see this extra bit of orangey yellow coming off to the left of his sleeve right there. You see some blurriness over here as well. So it's appropriately graded because when you zoom out, I mean, it looks great from a centering, edges, corners perspective. But when you zoom in, it's got some surface issues for sure. Still a cool card and one that I would also like to one day add to my collection because ever since I watched the Yogi Berra documentary, I already had his rookie card, but I then decided I'm going to get a couple more eventually. So, I mean, this is all going to take a while for me at this point because I am tapped out right now, guys. I am just tapped out. What's up, Joe Perot? Welcome to the show. Rome Rand, good to see you, Rome. Welcome, welcome. Linda's first Gaudi Gum, where it all started. There you go. There you go. All right, let's keep on going. 52 tops, Willie Mays in a PSA 4.5. This is $7,750. I once owned a copy of this card. I was set up at the Toronto Expo. This goes back to, gosh, the late 2000s. A lady came in with some raw 52 tops cards, and I ended up acquiring the Willie Mays and some other lesser stars. No Jackie, no Mickey, but she had a Jackie. She wouldn't let it go, but she sold me this. I had it graded by PSA. It came back a 3, and I moved it many, many, many years ago, which I now regret. I didn't know that I would covet one of these cards, but I do have his 51 Bowman rookie, so I'm still okay. Nonetheless, this is a very important card in the hobby, of course, being the first Topps Willie Mays. The purple background, it's one of those things that took a while to grow on me. I thought it was a little dark of a card, but it's grown on me, of course. It is off center, low, a little bit to the right, but I don't think it's not a 4.5. It looks really nice overall. Great color. Maybe a slight registration issue, but maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, those eyes are pretty clear. I was just looking down at the Giants logo. It looks a little blurry to me. Maybe there's very little magenta in the overall image of him, and then it's offset a bit to the right, as you can maybe see there, but minor stuff. Really nice looking copy, as you know, outside of the centering, but I mean, that's par for the course on these guys. 77.50, a 59 Sandy Koufax PSA 8 right there, which appears to be beautifully centered, and a 1968 Topps Nolan Ryan PSA 6 at $1,750. 6 is one of those like collector grades, if you will. You know, you're going to save a lot of money on a 6 versus a 7, 8, or 9, of course. And this, look at the centering side to side. I think it's perfect, maybe perfect. Top to bottom, looks to be perfect. So we start with centering, of course. Then I always go to corners and edges, and I don't see anything wrong. Bottom left corner, maybe, but when I say I don't see anything wrong, nothing is like really sticking out to me, but you can see that top left corner is not perfect, but still really nice. Top edge is great. Top right corner maybe has a little bit of wear at the very tip there. Tough to tell. Edge looks fine. Bottom right corner looks good. Bottom edge, going to go pretty quick, but nothing jumps out at me anywhere on corners or edges or centering. It is a 6, though, so something must be wrong. I don't know what it is. The registration is great. The color is good. This might be like, there's no eye appeal on this one either. I don't know why it doesn't have it. It looks really good to me. The back looks pretty clean, but again, we are reviewing these things in 2 dimensions, everybody, and it's really hard to get, you know, a really accurate read on some of the conditions. Oh, this does have superior. So this has the Nolan Ryan actually does have eye appeal, but it's not Fanatics Collect. It's the predecessor, PWCC, and it is the S for superior. So, okay, I'm not out to lunch here. The same people who do the eye appeal for Fanatics did it for PWCC, or at least leading the team being Ryan. And he put an S on this, and I mean, I couldn't agree more. This thing looks to be way nicer than a 6. So I'm glad that I'm on the same page as Ryan on that one. Beautiful. Like, I used to have a 7, I think, back a couple years ago. This is a card where you could upgrade by downgrading. You know, you could sell off your 8 for however much they go for, buy this one, put the difference in your pocket, and have an equally beautiful card. Most likely. So really, this you know, my complete blessing on this card. I think it's awesome. The Carlton Fisk rookie, it's a PSA 9 from 1972. Looks pretty good to me. There's Fisk on the far right over there. How do you guys feel about these, you know, baseball rookies where the main player is only one of many? We see it with Pete Rose. We see it with Gary Carter. We see it with many players. Mike Schmidt, same sort of thing. There's a bunch of them. And I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's still their rookie card. And this one looks pretty clean to me for a PSA 9 for the Carlton Fisk, $1,300. I'm noticing a slight, I just noticed a bit of a registration issue. Maybe it is. I think it must be. Look at both Mike Garman's ear and Carlton Fisk's ear. You're seeing a slight little white line to the left of them. And that, to me, since it's on both, I don't think that's the light hitting off their ear from the original picture. It makes me think that there's a slight registration issue, but it's nothing really. That's no big deal. No big deal at all on that. I saw Laura, the back on the Ryan is off center. That's fine. Like that, it's a really not that big of a deal when the back is off center. And I think if you look at the PSA grading standards, you know, they're willing to go on the back maybe as off as like 90-10 for an 8 or a 9. So no big deal on that. That doesn't impact my assessment whatsoever on that card. The Dennis Eckersley autographed rookie This is a PSA 9 on the card and a 10 on the auto. A really nice autograph as well. Look at that autograph, guys. If you're into autographed Hall of Fame rookies, that is one of the finer autographs you're going to see. Now, it's likely a post-playing days just because of the beautiful autograph with the beautiful blue Sharpie. But if that doesn't bother you, and it doesn't bother me much at all, this is a great card right here. Very nice copy. Someone's going to love that for sure. Well, $2,000 already worth of love, as we can see. And then a PSA 9 Ricky Henderson rookie card with top 15% eye appeal. This is a card that I covet right now. It's going to go on my want list, but it's a card you can buy these anytime especially if you're looking for a lower grade. If you want a 6 or a 7, you can find these all the time. 9s are tougher. This is a 9. Pretty fresh grade on it right there. The card is in the holder is on a tilt, so I'm trying not to think that the card itself has tilt, but it might still have a little bit. Does the border get wider as you come up the left and wider as you come down the right? I'll let you guys decide for yourself, but overall pretty clean. The background seems to be completely void of any fisheyes or print defect. Good color on the greens and the yellows. And it's the Ricky Henderson rookie. So a card that is highly coveted. And let's keep on going. Okay, second year Ricky Henderson. I love this card. This particular card, I remember owning it as a kid. I remember opening up 81 Topps baseball packs, or maybe they were OPG back then here in Canada. But I remember opening up packs and getting this card. And I love the baseball cap in the bottom left of these. I just thought it was something as a kid I just loved. And I'll never forget this image of Ricky Henderson just sort of staring at the camera like, what are you doing taking my picture? I just love this card. This is a PSA 10, guys, $3,600. I'm not sure what the population is, but I can't imagine it's over 100. It's likely, well, I don't want to speculate too much, but I think it's got to be lower than 100 on that. Really cool. A Tim Raines Topps traded rookie card, also a PSA 10. $1,100. Again, that ball cap on the bottom left corner, and Tim Raines, of Expo royalty. Let's wax nostalgic, guys. The 86 Donruss Jose Canseco rookie and a PSA 10. I don't know if you've heard me tell this story before. I have told it before on the channel, but back in about, I don't know when it was, maybe it was either before I went to Australia out of high school in like 89 or when I got back. No, it must have been before. I went to the LCS, Joe Daly Sports Cards in Winnipeg, which was owned by a former NHL goalie. They still have the store. Him and his son Travis still run it. But I'm going back to the late 80s when I would hang out there, and I traded Travis, who was only a few years older than me at the time. I traded him a removable car stereo with like the CD player, on the faceplate. I traded him. Was it even this might have even been pre-CDs. Maybe it was just a cassette car radio. I don't remember exactly what the stereo was, but I traded him a car stereo for a raw, of course, Jose Canseco rookie card. And I'll never forget that. So that's me waxing nostalgic, guys. Okay, we're going to more modern now. Hey, before we go modern, let's go to some comments, and let's go to some more comments here. By the way, the 41 season is one of those truly iconic MLB seasons, which makes those 41 play ball just all the more special, in my opinion. Is that to do with the war, Michael? Curious why it was so special. I'm sure I'll be like, oh yeah, but I don't remember right now. That's the reason second-year cards were so big in the hobby back in the day, because their first cards was sometimes shared with other rookies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Nolan Ryan is another one who we were just talking about too. Good evening, Kevin Hawthorne. Good evening. At the time of their rookiness, what made them deserve special privilege of their own card? Fair enough, Laura. DJH, I don't really like when the true rookie has other players on it. I'm a big Nolan Ryan fan. I would never bother with that rookie card. Yeah, fair. And his second-year card is awesome. So what a great alternative to it for sure. Rally Sports, where's Josh? No longer doing the show with Josh, Rally. This is because Josh is a hockey guy, we are doing all sports now here on Sunday night. So it just didn't work out to continue with Josh, but we're going to continue to collaborate in other ways. Definitely. 8-track, exactly. Hello, Jeff McMahon. Good to see you. Joe DiMaggio's 41-game hitting streak, and Williams hit 406. That's pretty cool for those two, but does that make the whole all the players in the set special to you? I'm curious, but it's definitely really, it kind of makes me think of the Bonds, the McGuire Sosa home run back in the 90s or whenever that was. And like, did that year impact other players in the set? I don't really think so, but you never know. 56 game hitting streak in 41. Hello, Skeppy. Thanks for letting me know that you are present. All right, guys. 1999 Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor Griffey Jr. out of 100, PSA 10, $2,400. You know I love atomic refractors. This is gorgeous. 1999. Not sure what the print run is. Would love to see the pop here, but you guys can check that for yourself if you're interested in this card. 32 bids. What a beautiful card. Look at what I really like about this is this outline of the diamond around him and how it's got all that glitter going on. That's a really, really pretty card right there. Maybe one of the prettiest cards like I've ever seen. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. The Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor, Ken Griffey Jr. What a card. And we've got a Juan Soto Gold Refractor out of 50, BGS 95 True Gem 10 Auto, $16,500. Not to be outdone. Right to the right of it, though, is a Topps Chrome Orange Refractor Shohei out of 25, PSA 10. Pop 6 on this one. A measly $32,000 for the Shohei Orange Refractor Auto. And both of these cards do appear to have great autographs. Let's just zoom in on the Shohei to make sure. I'm sure that Soto is great. Yeah, this one is very nice too. These long strokes are going to be prone to streak, but he did a great job on this one, Shohei did. So I really like that. All right, let's go. 2 more baseball cards here. We're going to look at another MLB debut patch. This one is of Jared Triolo, $3,100. That's way cheaper than the $1.11 million we saw the Skeen sell for on Thursday. But I don't know much, or I don't know, not even much. I don't know anything about Jared Triolo, but this might be an affordable way into an MLB debut patch card if you are interested in one of those. Kind of cool cards, but obviously you want the player to mean something. I'm not going to buy one just to get one of these patches. I'm going to buy one if I want the player. And I'm not a baseball prospector. I don't know anything really about modern baseball players except for the biggest names. So not something I would be into, but I'm sure this will do okay. We're already at $3,100. And this is this Ellie De La Cruz Aqua Refractor out of 199. It just caught my eye as a really nice color on the card. Beautiful card. It's not a color match. It's almost the opposite of a color match, but it really is pretty nonetheless. PSA 10 sitting at $125 right now on the Ellie. Nice card. All right. So those are the baseball cards that we're looking at tonight, about 20 of them or so. My favorite on this page, though, is a tie. Oh gosh. I'm picking cards to look at that I like, you guys, and ones that I think some of you might like. But my favorite's going to be the Babe Ruth for sure. But this Walter Johnson is just a beast of a card, condition-wise, relative to technical grade. So just love it. Whereas I also like the Gehrig and the Berra here, but they are not shooting above their technical grade. All right, let's go on to basketball here. We're going to start with a 57 Topps Bill Russell rookie card, PSA 2 with eye appeal of above average, top 30%. Let's take a look. Another opportunity potentially to, upgrade by downgrading. Maybe you have a week 4 in your collection and you want to pocket the difference. You sell your 4, you buy this 5, you buy this 2. But let's see, why is it a 2? Okay, so there's a crease coming right down there, which at least it's coming on the defender and not on Bill Russell, or maybe the offender, I should say. He's got the ball. You do see some snow. It is common on the card, and there is some here. It's quite prevalent. So it's not a feature of this copy, but it's not going to impact my opinion on the eye appeal assessment because the grade is still so low at a 2. So you got the crease, you got some of the snow, you come down. I mean, centering side to side is very good. Top to bottom, it is high. It is off to the left a little bit, but this is, you zoom out, this is a pretty nice copy for a 2. The biggest problem for me is going to be this crease here, this little, I don't know if it's even a crack in the surface of the card. Let's have a look at the back of this one. See if we can see what's going on there. Maybe you can see something coming through. Let's move it over there. So there are issues on the back. I can't see the crease on the back here. I'm sure I shouldn't say I'm sure. I would think it's there, but I do see a lot of back, like some sort of stains, especially right over there on the border, and all sorts of little weird print defect, I guess you would call it. Still, I don't disagree with the eye appeal assessment, and the 2 seems like I wouldn't be surprised if this was a 3 or even a 3.5. I really wouldn't have been surprised if it was that. So above average eye appeal for sure. Agree with Ryan and his team on that. We have a 1969 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, back when he was named Lou Alcindor rookie card, BVG 6. Take a look at the centering on this. I always like to look at the centering on these, and I, of course, assess it based on the width of the edges between the outermost parts of the oval. And yeah, this one is, it looks to be about 60-40 at best, which is fine. I mean, it is graded a 6 by BGS. Overall, though, looks to be pretty nice. Otherwise, I don't, top right corner has a ding, so that's going to bring it down quite a bit. But a nice copy, a really nice copy, one that I wouldn't dissuade anyone from purchasing. Look at this Kevin McHale rookie card, PSA 10, top 30% eye appeal at $2,600. Hall of Fame rookie right there. Michael Jordan, PSA 3.5, 86 Fleer rookie. I want to take a quick peek at this with you guys. Let's zoom in, see what we got. Yeah, this top left corner is pretty buggered. Looks like some surface loss perhaps, or maybe there's something stuck to it. Not quite sure. Top right corner is not perfect. It's off center to the right. It's got some edge chipping over here. And of course, the bottom left corner, as you can see, quite a bit of white showing, but it's a 3.5, appropriately graded, $2,200. All right. John Stockton, 88 Fleer rookie PSA 10 at $300. This has to, I would expect this to sell for more. I don't know what these go for, but I can't imagine that $300 is where this is going to end, you guys. I just can't imagine. I have to think I would expect it to be about a $1,500 card just by gut, but I could be way off. If you check comps and let me know how off I am. And then an 88 starting lineup, Michael Jordan. I think this is his first starting lineup card. Correct me if I'm wrong. And, I don't love this card. Why? The looks of it. Why I don't love this card is you can barely see him. He looks really, really dark in this picture. And is that an optical illusion because he's against a very dark background? I don't think so. I mean, he looks really dark. It must be the exposure on the camera or something, but the ball looks orange, so not sure what it is. But that's why I've never really loved the image on the card, but I love the card itself because I used to collect starting lineups back in the day and heads ups. If any of you guys did those, they might have been hockey only, but this is graded a 10. And I don't know, it's weird. Like the bottom, so the side to side, it seems to be centered okay, but the bottom, look at the name Michael Jordan as it comes across. It seems to get closer and closer to the bottom edge. And again, I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me or not. Maybe these the distance between the top of the card and this first red line and the top of the card over here and the first red line, is it wider to the right than it is on the left? I'm not sure. You'll need to pull out a ruler and assess that for yourself, but it's a pretty cool card still, the starting lineup, Michael Jordan, and $4,100 worth of importance right there. The first Topps gold cards. This is the Shaquille O'Neal rookie. It's a PSA 10, 675. To me, this is a really, really awesome card. These golds came one per pack back in the day. And, to get a Shaq, it was like a one in however many cards were in the set chance. And, it's better than his regular Topps base. And it's a legitimate option on adding a Shaquille O'Neal rookie card to your collection that isn't just a simple base card. So I love this. I've never owned this card, but if my collection was as broad as it used to be, this card would likely have made its way into it. PSA 10 Hot Numbers MJ at $2,200. Also love this card. Used to own a copy. And the Skybox Premium Meltdown PSA 8.5. Beautiful card. This card's just gorgeous with the foil. It almost has that PMG type feel to it in some places. Not exactly, but it's got that foil look. It's a beautiful card. All right, we are in extended bidding now, officially in extended bidding now, everybody. We got the 97 Hoops High Voltage 500 Kobe. This is all altered authentic by CGC, has determined as such, $1,675 still. for this card, but these are awesome. The high voltage 500s, whether it's the Kobe or the Jordan, are just great looking cards. We have two Metal Universe Platinum portraits right beside each other. We have the Allen Iverson in a 9 and the Michael Jordan in a 9.5. 15,500 on the MJ, 1150 on the Iverson. Sometimes I wonder why some of these don't make it into the premier auction. This Michael Jordan would certainly fit in well there, but we always and often see beautiful cards here in the weekly, and great cards, just great cards. Yeah, they're beautiful. And then there's the Molten Metal Fusion Titanium, not the same card, but where you get the full body shot and the laser etched image of the player. And I do prefer these ones, the platinum portraits, to those, because you get the bigger image of the picture of the player. The Z-Force Quick Strike MJ PSA 10 seen at 87.50. It's one of those popular Michael Jordan inserts that I've never felt like, oh, I really want one of those, but they're very popular amongst Jordan collectors. On the other side, we have a Playmakers Theater Kobe. I love Playmakers Theaters. As I'm going through the process of paying for my new Joe Jackson card, and I'm looking through my collection and what cards I can spare, I have a couple Playmakers Theaters, like a Shaquille O'Neal and a Barry Sanders and a Dan Marino in my collection. And I'm not going to let go of the Shaquille O'Neal. I'm not going to let go of the Barry Sanders, but the Dave Marino might go, because I don't really collect Marino except for that card. And I guess my point is that I have other Shaquille O'Neals that I might look at moving ahead of the Playmakers Theater, because I just love the Playmakers Theater so much. They're numbered out of 100 on the back. They've got great shine to them. They've got some light embossing, just beautiful, beautiful cards. Next row, we've got a Jordan Planet Metal, nice die cut card. This is a BGS 9 for $1,200. You know, PSA 10s I think do in the high teens, like $15,000 to $20,000 in or around there. But to get a BGS 9 for $1,200 or whatever this is going to end at is a wonderful alternative, in my opinion. I used to have a PSA 10 of this card. I did sell it. And if I wasn't so broke right now, maybe I would go after one of these for myself. We have two Skybox EX Dunk and Go Nuts. We got the Vince Carter PSA 10 and the Kobe Bryant CGC Authentic. In essence, this is raw. I like how we have two different styles of picture here. One, they have a light background, and the other, the dark background. There's no difference in these cards. This one was just photographed against a dark background, and this one on like maybe a white flatbed scanner or something like that. The Vince Carter is as acetate and transparent as the Bryant is. Great cards here. And a PSA 10 Vince Carter for $1,375 in his Raptors uniform seems like a good deal to me. Again, I say this without knowing what the comps are. Look at this. I'm glad I sorted by year, because you get to look at these things together here. Three different 98 Upper Deck game jerseys. Well, maybe I should say two different ones. We got the Kobe here in a PSA 8 at $1,900 and two Jordans. You can pick up the set of Jordans here, a red jersey and a white jersey if you'd like. The white jersey is a PSA 6. The red jersey is a BGS 8.5. These are cool cards, both the Kobe and the MJ, and the Kobe's got the yellow jersey, which is nice. But if we just look at one just to take a peek at it, and this, I believe, is the second year game jersey. But I like the gold foil Upper Deck logo, and I like that you get a full body shot of Jordan here. It's small, but you get the full body shot. You get the about to throw a free throw type of thing here, headshot, and a nice area for the jersey with the mesh motif in the background. I think this is a well-designed card. There's a lot going on, but despite that, I think it's a well-designed card, and it's reminiscent of these late 90s, isn't it? When these cards did first come out. Continuing on, 99 Finest Gold Refractor Kobe out of 100. This is a BGS 10 Pop 1 at $6,500. On the far end here, we've got a 2008 Bowman Chrome Super Fractor Magic Johnson, 1 of 1, PSA 9 at $19.25. That's a great card. I mean, here he is in his LA Lakers uniform. It maybe isn't the best picture. It's really dark in the background, kind of like the Michael Jordan starting lineup card. But it's still a super fractor, and it's still pretty cool. I like the design of the card. I just wish there was more crowd showing in the background there, I would say. That's what I would like. But this card in the middle, I love. This 05 Topps Chrome 1952 throwback style refractor LeBron James. Only 25 copies. This is a PSA 9 Pop 1, none graded higher. This is a beauty of a card. Third-year card. Gosh, is that nice. Isn't that a beautiful card? Numbered right there, guys. 20 out of 25, 60 bids. Like this card would not, this is a card that, like, if I bought this card and if this was in my collection right now, it would be going off to pay for my Joe Jackson Cracker Jack, because it wouldn't fit into my collection. There would be it would have no compadres. It wouldn't have any cards to pair it with or put it in a trio or a quad. It would be off on its own, but I still love it. So great card right there. $8,000 as we sit. Let's go to page 2 of basketball. Then I'll come to comments, guys. 2009 Bowman 48 Blue Curry, numbered out in 1948, PSA 10 at $8,750. It's a good alternative for one of his rookie cards. It's numbered, but it's not an exquisite autograph rookie. It's certainly not a Topps Chrome Refractor. I think those are out of 500. It's got the blue, which doesn't really add, like, I don't know, that blue, it's, what do you guys think of that? The blue and the red? I don't know. I don't necessarily love the design, but I don't hate it either. Look how young he looks there too. There's a serial number on the back. Nice back, a nice clean back, very reminiscent of a Bowman back. Very, very fitting. And it's, it's modeled after the 48s, but the 48s didn't have blue borders, but still, I don't mind the card at all. All right, let me just clean this up. Well, we have a lot open here. Okay, so we have 209 exquisite flashback RPAs, not true rookies, of course. We have the Magic Johnson. I'm pretty sure we've seen this card before. I wanted to buy it once before. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because it would be one that might go right now. And we have the Mario Lemieux. I do have a copy of this card. My copy of the Lemieux, this is a 3-color. My copy is a 2-color. And my copy is raw. This is Slab Authentic by PSA. You got black, white, and yellow. Perfect colors for a Lemieux, our patch auto. And it's right now it's sitting in that limbo pile for me of like one that I hope to salvage and be able to keep and not have to sacrifice for Joe Jackson. But it might be one that I do let go. I'm taking my time through that process, guys. And then finally, a beautiful Kobe Bryant 2016 Panini Noir Materials Prime Auto out of 40 BGS 9 Pop 1, none higher, $3,600. And then this card, these Luka 2018 Prism rookies, they don't really ever, make me want to click on them. But this one with the color match, I think is beautiful. 199 copies, relatively low for this card. And then I saw the price, I saw $12,000. I'm like, wow. Let's bring that one onto the show. Beautiful card, sparkly. Let's say it's got the blue prism shine to it. The color match is great. Nice card, $12,000. All right, we'll hover there. I'm going to go back to see what you guys are all saying. I asked you a couple comments. I'd love to see. Oh boy, we got lots of comments here. Thanks everybody for being here. Oh yeah, lots of comments. Sorry guys, I'm well behind here. Okay, there we go. Let's see, where do we leave off? We left off with Skeppy, who is here. Found treasures, digging the all sports format. Can't wait to see some vintage football. That is next. Good evening, Iowa Dave. Guys, check out his most recent series on his podcast channel, Iowa Dave Sports Cards. Check out Iowa Dave. Jacob Goudreau, less hype. Iowa Dave, I listen to your podcast every night. The theme song is too loud. He says he'll work on it. Very good. It wakes me up. I like it. Jacob likes those early Bowman Barras. So do I. Linda's first. I need to put this on a t-shirt. Upgrade by downgrading. Great idea. Maybe we need a Sports Cards Live t-shirt line coming out next month. You never know. No, just kidding. No plans for that at the moment. Laura, if you owned that Russell today, would that be a submission? What do you mean a submission? What do you mean a submission, Laura? Like resub it for a better grade? Skeppy says, I think people miss the eye appeal on BVG. Some of them are really good buys. Yeah, there could be some really good buys there for sure. Ty C, weird looking card. I'm guessing you're talking about the Jordan starting lineup at that point. That's my guess. Michael says those cards were not quality made. They were thrown together quickly as they were just added value to the figurine. Right. Yeah, exactly. The starting lineup card. Linda's first says they did use major card manufacturers in later products, though. Okay, so these ones are pretty cheaply made. The earlier one, it's like the star cards, cheaply made, extreme value now. So, we're not knocking that they were cheaply made. It actually contributes to their value today in many ways, I would have to think. So good stuff. Jacob says, why do I want a Dunkin' Go Nuts installed in the dashboard of my car backlit so when I get a coffee, it's glowing? Great. Kyle Fergus, I want to say thanks, Jeremy. Sold a few PSA 6s and 7s today for a premium. I held strong in my negotiation, claiming the cards had great eye appeal, as you should, Kyle. Good job. Good job on that. Curious what the cards were, but way to hold tight. I mean, we like to say a card is only worth what someone will pay for, but a card is also worth what someone is like not willing to sell it for. If I would rather not, if you offer me $1,000 for my card and I'm not willing to sell it, that card's kind of worth $1,000 because I've kind of bought it again for $1,000 by not selling it. I know it's a weird psychological thing, but I do somewhat think there is some merit to that argument, or at least there's the basis for a discussion there. Again, with these black backgrounds, they do nothing for these cards. Yeah, agree. A lighter background on acetate cards will help sell the card, I believe. And that's what, auction houses like Fanatics Collect are trying to do, for sure. Yes, we're going to get to some hockey very soon, guys. For sure we are. I promise you that. Jacob says, I say that Steph is in my top 10 ugliest cards. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Kyle says, who needs PSA anymore? It's easier to ask for premiums based on high appeal. Giant shoeless off Fanatics last night. Oh, very interesting. The Mario, I don't know if it's in rough condition or not, Moloko. I didn't think it was. Oh, it looks like I closed that window by accident, so we're not going to be able to go back to it right now. You can go check it out if you like, for sure. DGH, is the SCL only for when we sell, or can we use when you can use it for when you purchase too, DGH. There is the SCL affiliate link at the top of the chat. So I don't know if I pinned it, but there is the SCL affiliate code. I'll put it in the chat right now again. And if you click on that and then go do your bidding, that will help support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. If it was raw, the Russell, would you submit it? Yes, of course I would, Laura. Yes, of course I would. 100% I would. Yeah. Chris Hayes says, low-grade PSA basically is just for the guarantee that it's real, not altered. I appeal over all PSA 4 and lower. Yeah, it's a fair approach, Chris. Fair approach for sure, in my opinion. Okay, let's get on some football, guys. Right across the top, we have the 1957, just at the top, Topps football cards. We have 2 Johnny Unitas and a Bart Starr. The Bart Starr is an SGC 7. We have the 2 Unitases. One is they're both PSA 6s. Let's compare these PSA 6s. I think that's the prudent thing to do. So we're going to open this one up, and we're going to open this one up. Put them beside each other. So here's the first one, recently subbed. The second one, also recently subbed. Are they together? Let's see. No, they don't seem to be in like close knit submissions. But let's look at this first one. It is sitting on an angle, a slight angle, I think, in the holder. Might have some, yeah, it's definitely got tilt to the print. You can just look at the bottom border. It gets wider as you move to the right, and the top gets wider as you move to the left, and the left edge gets wider as you come down, etc. Got a print defect right over there. Good images of Johnny Unitas himself, though. Registration appears to be bang on perfect, which I love. I don't love the print defect right there, but it's not the worst thing I've seen. But the centering is something that you're going to want to consider for sure. And then this one, well, this one, look at the color difference too. The color here is a little bit lighter than the color here. Look how deep this green is. I really like the deepness, the depth of the green ink on this one and the orange over here versus this one. Now, this one is better centered, but has tilt, and this one is centered off to the left and low. So I don't know. And then if we zoom in on his face over here, you can see it's somewhat blurry. Let's compare it to this one. I think that one's a little bit clearer. Yeah, it might be that, or it's just got less ink. I'm not sure. I will go as far as saying you have your work cut out for you if you are looking to buy a PSA 6 Unitas tonight here on Fanatics Collect, and you're trying to decide which one you want. If you're going to decide between these two, I'm not sure which one I would go for. I think I would go with this one here. It's straighter on the card. and you got the additional color, which I really like. And where are they're both, well, $750 on the first one and $675 on the second one. $750 on the one with better color. All right, next up, Jim Brown, 1958 Topps rookie in a PSA 5, a key card. I have a painting of it up behind me. Love this card. Don't own one anymore, unfortunately for me. It's on my would like to replace list. But centering wise, left to right, very good. Top to bottom, as you can see, it is quite a bit high in that 80-20 range, I would think. Little bit of lightness in the black, but that happens on all these cards. I don't know that I've ever seen a perfect black background on these cards. And then the other thing that's really interesting, I've always looked at this card and I want to assess the centering similar to the way I do on the Lou Alcindor rookie or the 71 O-Pee-Chee and Topps hockey cards, the Lafleur and the Dryden and that. And I want to look at the distance between the edge of the oval to the edge of the card. And if you look at this, look at how narrow it is there versus the left side. But as far as I know, guys, they're all like this. I don't think that's a centering issue at all. Again, where you really do assess the centering here is the width of the white border, not the distance from the edge of the oval to the edge of the black background. It's the white border that you're looking at. But I always thought it was funny that the oval is not placed perfectly in the middle of the edges of the black square or the black rectangle. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that before, but that's just something that I've noticed about this card. It's a great card. And this is, I think it's fairly graded at a 5 for what I can see here. Such an iconic card. It's an all-time iconic card in the hobby. All right. We've got the Roger Staubach SGC 4.5 with excellent eye appeal. Take a quick look at that. And right away, I think, yeah, that's a nicely centered card. Don't see what's wrong with it at first, but then as we zoom in, I think the corners do have some touches of wear. As you can hopefully see now, yeah, we see touches of wear on the top corners, some chipping on the edge over here. Come down the card. Edges look pretty good. Light chipping, some more heavier chipping over there, but still not too bad. And the corners. I think it's all about the corners on this one for condition without looking at the back yet. And, that's why you're going to get the eye appeal designation, because this thing is so well centered. And with the white borders and edges, you're not going to notice those issues as much as you otherwise would on a colored border. 1973 Topps rookie card, Franco Harris, PSA 9 at $2,100. Cool card. The one thing I've always loved about the Harris rookie is that he's wearing a toque. We call these toques up here in Canada. I think some people call them beanies, whatever. Keeping his head warm. I just always love that that's this guy's rookie card. What did he think of that in the day? He probably would have rathered that he was tackling somebody or running through some tackles, I should say. Couple of Walter Payton rookies, both PSA 8s. Right now, the one with exceptional eye appeal, top 15%, is outperforming the non-eye appeal copy. 1,025 on the one on the right, 875 on the left. We're going to open these up and take a quick look to compare. And we're going to close those windows quick. Here we go. So here is let's see, and I forget which one has the eye appeal. The one with the longer serial number does not have eye appeal. So this is the one with the eye appeal. These are 8s. And yeah, I mean, this is gorgeous. Just beautiful. Beautiful copy. And then the one without eye appeal, it's a little bit off-centered to the left. Otherwise, though, it does have stronger registration than the other one, I believe. Let's just zoom in on the name. Walter, you see a little bit, it's hard to see. It's very minor, but you can see a little bit of yellow shadow coming off the top of the letters there. And on the eye appeal card, you see the same thing. It's even more pronounced, though. So that's a registration issue. You got a couple of fish eyes you don't see until you zoom in. They're blue on green. They're really hard to see here. Let's see if this copy has them. It's got its own little PD print defect right there, I believe. We don't see it on this copy. We're being, of course, looking at high zoom. Both are great copies. I've noticed this yellow coming up above the letters in Walter Payton on many of his copies of this card. So I don't disagree with the exceptional eye appeal on this one either. So tonight, I'm pretty much agreeing with all the eye appeal assessments. We're going to look at the eye appeal page separately a little bit later. We have a Lawrence Taylor rookie card autographed, PSA 9 on the card, 10 on the auto, $525 for that as we sit right now. some modern cards now, or maybe, recent modern. 96 Select Certified Mirror Gold Jerry Rice out of 35 PSA 8 Pop 5 4 higher $1,900. And then the Barry Sanders, this is the Select Certified Premium Mirror Red out of 20. This is a PSA 9. It's a $7,500. And then we have the Emmitt Smith Platinum Gold with coating, numbered out of 30. So these are the 96 versions. This is the 97 version. I think that, I think these have the same lineage, you guys, but I think that maybe the name of the set changed somewhere along the way. I'm not 100% certain of that, but that seemed to happen back then. Beautiful cards all across the board here. I say they're beautiful. They're not cards that I would covet myself, my collection, but I know that they are highly pursued, and the price is showing that by many collectors. The 97 Gallery of Heroes Jerry Rice PSA 10. I used to have a bunch of these. I don't anymore, but the Gallery of Heroes look like stained glass, and they are very, very nice. This is a beautiful Bowman Chrome Refractor Peyton Manning PSA 9 for $430. We talked about this card maybe last Sunday or even on Thursday. And then a Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor Emmitt Smith out of 100. I said earlier with the Griffey, I love Bowman and Bowman's Best Atomic Refractors. This one is, I don't love the design of this one as much. Is he jumping out a window here? I'm not really sure what's going on, but it's still a cool looking card, and it just looks great under the light. We have the 98 Ultra exclamation points Jerry Rice PSA 10. These are cards that Upper Deck just redid them recently in hockey. They're really cool looking. I've never owned one, but I've always wondered, is this a card that might catch on one day and become more of a thing in the hobby, more of a hotly pursued insert? I don't know, but it's a pretty cool card. And we have a 99 EX Century Essential Credentials Future Jerry Rice out of 67. It's a BGS 8.5, Pop 1, 7 graded higher at $2,600. I own a copy of this. I think mine's a BGS 9, so it's one of those 7 graded higher, and it's one of those cards that is likely and unfortunately going to have to be sacrificed from my collection in favor of Mr. Joe Jackson. Guys, two of my favorite cards of the night are these next two. The 2005 Exquisite Collection Super jersey with auto, Joe Montana. It's numbered out of 15. It is a PSA 9, Pop 1, 1 graded higher. But look at this card, you guys. You do not see a lot of Joe Montana auto mem cards. And this is one of them from Exquisite. Never mind, it's from Exquisite. The auto looks really good on the jersey. I'm not often a huge fan of these types of cards, but as I said before, it's like you're getting an autographed jersey and a card all in one package here. And this is really nice with nice, I believe it's hollow foil around the window here. We do not see many Joe Montana cards like this. And then look at the next one. Look at the next card. This guy right here. I really like this, guys. It's slabbed authentic, but this is a 1/1 06 Exquisite Joe Montana with a piece of game used 49ers jersey. It's a 1/1 slabbed authentic. I looked closely at this card. Me and Joe Pro looked at this card the other night. And I think what's the problem with this card, why it might have been slabbed authentic, is it looks like some of the silver, the foil in his name is it's a little spotty in places, like the top of the A, the top of the N over there, the top of the T doesn't go all the way across. The word 49ers, you're missing a bit of foil there perhaps. And you come down to this area here, it's a little like the foil didn't get laid down perfectly, but you got the 1/1 here. You got the game used jersey. I don't know that I care too much about that. You also have a bit of chipping on the edge. Keep all that in mind, but overriding all those condition things, guys, is that it's a 1/1. It's still a 1/1 Joe Montana from Exquisite game used memorabilia. Just awesome. $1,600. Yeah, this thing was like $75 a few days ago, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to be able to get this for a few $100. Then I bought a Joe Jackson, and now it's a $1,600. So, which I think is still a steal for this card. I love it. Just love this card. I love both the Joe Montanas actually. This one as well, I think, is just awesome. Just awesome. So some really cool football cards here. In my opinion, we got a Mosaic Refractor Aaron Rodgers number 10/10, and we've got a Prism Green Aaron Rodgers PSA 10 pop 8 for 7.25. I do love this mosaic Aaron Rodgers card. Just beautiful. We're going to finish off with the Tom Brady Kaboom from 2018 at $6,000 and a 2024 Absolute Drake May rookie out of 10 gold Kaboom pop 3, $20,000, you guys. 20 grand. Okay. We are 4.5 minutes away from the 5-minute all access extended bidding window. So I want to get through the hockey cards first, and then I'm going to go to all the comments that I've been missing out on here, guys. So let's look at these. We're going to start with a Bobby Clark PSA 5. And I thought to myself when I saw this from a distance, this looks really nice for a 5. Sure, it's a little bit off-centered, but what a great copy. Like, I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay. The back has some heavy toning going on, but the front doesn't. It's not centered perfectly, of course, as you can see. It looks great. Top right corner, not perfect. There is some staining and some chipping on the right border here and some staining on the left border right here. As we zoom in, we can see these things chipping along the right border here. Yeah, so there are issues, but when you zoom out, it's still a fine copy. So it's a absolutely a nice mid-grade copy of the Bobby Clark. We have how many Gretzky's? 2 Gretzky's here. We've got an O-Pee-Chee 4 and a Topps 3.5. The O-Pee-Chee 4 has superior eye appeal, guys. That's a heavy assessment. Let's take a look at the card. All right. Top edge is nice. The perfect amount of rough cut. The top right corner, very nice for a 4. I have no issue with that at all. Top left corner, a little bit more of an issue, but nothing to say that this isn't a strong 4. The word Edmonton does have a couple of white spots on it. So the black wasn't laid down perfectly. Let's zoom out a little bit, come down. Left edge, rough cut. Right edge, similar. Edges are pretty good. You see the rough cut coming down the left side more so than the right side, but there is rough cut on the right. Same in the bottom. Bottom right corner is wonderful. Bottom left corner is good, very good. Oil drop is placed a little bit to the right in the pocket, but I'd say top to bottom, it's really well placed. And then you can see a little bit of shadow coming off the bottom of the legs. There's a fisheye right over here as well, tucked onto his ankle. Not too bad. I'd say there is no gaps, which I love. I love when there's no gaps between the blues and the blacks. No gaps. That is great. Let's come up the inner border. Little bit of magenta coming in there, but minor. And let's zoom out and look at overall centering. Side to side, really, really good. Top to bottom, I'd say it's a little bit high. So as far as the eye appeal, like it's a recent grade. I'd say I definitely agree with Fanatics that this is a very strong 4. I don't know. I would have gone to S. I have no problem with E being in the middle. I don't know that I'm all the way to the S with this one. So, but again, just me, and I don't know exactly the standards that they are using for that, but I still think it's a wonderful copy overall. Okay, and we have the Topps 3.5 at $525. We'll just take a quick look at this one from here. It's got some slight counterclockwise tilt. As you can probably see, oil drop perfect. And other than that, it's got some corner issues, but it is a 3.5. So appropriately graded as far as I can tell. But the tilt, I don't like the tilt on it. It's not a copy that I would want for my collection. All right. We have the PSA 10 83 Gretzky base card sitting at $1,700. We have a PSA 9 Yzerman rookie at $340 and a PSA 10 Patrick Waugh at $6,500. Let's take a look at the Waugh. And this one, it's got the little black dot there that is prevalent on most of the copies, but not all. You can still get an authentic Waugh rookie without that black dot. Very nice copy. I might be sensing... No, I don't know. I was going to say a little bit of tilt, but the card is on tilt in the holder, so it might be my eyes playing tricks on me. And then I want to take a quick look at the Yzerman because, I love this card. And the Yzerman rookie, it is as intricate as the Gretzky rookie is. It really is. It's got so much going on. Just look at the two. You got the 2 inner borders, the red and the pink. You want them to be clean. The pink one, you can see that there's a little bit of a gap right there of white, little thin white hairline coming down there. And then you can see the white, on the other side, it balances out where it comes off to the right of the black, as does the red on that one. These are minor issues though, as far as registration goes. It does become a little bit more pronounced over here as we move down. And then on the picture of Yzerman himself, you can see a bit of yellow coming through there, a little bit of white and yellow over there on to the right of the black circle border around the image. I love this card. Centering, it's pretty good. It's not perfect. And again, I might be sensing a little bit of tilt. I don't think it's not a 9, but it's not the strongest 9 I've laid eyes on either. $408 there. Oh, the auction ended? No, these ones have ended. These ones have ended. Okay, those ones have ended. These are sold. No, this one is still going. The Brett Hull BGS 10 at 2,800 is still going. We couldn't quite get there, guys, before the auction started to end. These are all still alive here. The first Gretzky card, or O-Pee-Chee Gretzky card, in an LA uniform, PSA 10, 11 and a quarter. Ovechkin Ultimate. Look at this. Upper Deck Ultimate Ovechkin Rookie, BGS 10 pristine with a 10 auto, Pop 1, 8,500 and counting. And then we got his jersey out of 75, a 4-color jersey piece out of 75, and a PSA 8 at 380. That's a great card, guys. And that's a great price right now, I think, for a rookie card. Now, it's not a true RC, but it's a rookie year card. And it's got 4 colors. That's tough to find. That is tough to find. We have his Ovechkin Young Gun PSA 10 at $3,600. We got a buyback cup base auto out of 5 at $380. And this Pavel Bure signature patch is sold for $930 out of $99. McDavid Young Guns at $1,575 for a PSA 10. Is that light? If those come down to, aren't those like $2,500 or so? Tage Thompson, Future Watch does $186. Quinn Hughes Young Gun does $162. This Alexander Ovechkin from the cup, from the exquisite tribute back to the 03 LeBron. This image is weird. Why it's in such a big holder here. Makes it harder to see. It's a 2-color patch. It's a nice auto. It's out of 25. It's at $2,700. Connor McDavid, the cup, it's a Splendor card from the cup. It's out of 36. It's a 470. And then this premium player Bedard sold for $100. And the PSA 10 Bedards are now doing about $516 right there. So that gets us through the hockey, guys. Sorry, I had to rush through at the end as the auctions are starting to complete. We're up to, weren't we just at 8,500 on this a second ago? I think we were at 8,500 on this a second ago. It's been bumped up to 12,500. I'm not surprised. One of the better Ovechkin rookies that are out there. 1,830. This Gretzky sells for $1,230. The Shanahan. 7,800 on the Waugh, 408 on the Yzerman, 2,040 on this Gretzky right here. And these are still going. The Gretzky PSA 4 is at $1,500 now. Let's go back to the baseball, see what happened here. The Gehrig PSA 3.5 does 8,400. Very nice. Actually, before we review, let me just clean this up now, guys. We'll do some comments, but I want to get through is this the eye appeal page that yes, this is the cards with eye appeal. So a bunch of them have sold. This Jack Johnson, I love this card. We talked about it last week, I think. I love this Jack Johnson 1910 T218. I have a couple T218s in my collection, and this one would fit in nicely. I'm not going to be able to buy it tonight, but I just love this Jack Johnson. Beautiful. The Johnny Bench rookie PSA 8 with above average eye appeal. We talked about this Ricky Henderson already, I believe, but let's take a look at the Johnny Bench PSA 8 with above average eye appeal, so top 30%. And I mean, it looks really good. The centering, I would say, is a little bit off to the right. This border is definitely wider than this border, but other than that, it's a super clean card. Very nice other than that. Let's go down here. We saw the Walter Payton, we saw the McHale, we saw the Gretzky already. Yeah, we've seen a bunch of these, but just to look at cards that did get eye appeal, what you can do on Fanatics Collect, guys, is you can come to the main page, and you can actually, let's do it here. You can scroll. So right now we've got all items selected, just this week's auction, and then you can select all the eye appeal cards just to see which cards have eye appeal for the night. And I think that's a fun way to look at things. I also want to take a look at the Fund Your Cards. Is this the Fund Your Cards? Yeah, this is the Fund Your Cards filter. My good friend Mark at Fund Your Cards, who is critical in facilitating my purchase of the Joe Jackson card from the Premier auction. So these cards are, part of his and his clients' submissions and what everything going on in his business. So he's got the Joe Montana. There's a Panini Revolution Galactic LeBron James PSA 8 here that sold. Still alive, though. The Lionel Messi Auto 101 PSA 9 sitting at $800. We've also got the Carlos Alcaraz Net Pro Premium Rainbow at a $250 at $7.25 with what looks to be an auto right there. We got a Charles Barkley Autographics from 99 Skybox at $575, still going. The Lemieux is still good. This is a Fund Your Cards card. The Lemieux Exquisite Rookie Patch Auto Tribute, sitting at $18.25. It's out of $25. We were asked earlier of the condition of this, so let's see if we can see what's going on, why it might be just authentic. Oh, there is some staining right up there, guys. Look at that. That might be why the original submitter of the card did not want to put a numerical grade on it. I still would have done that and put a numerical grade on it. Slight smudge in the auto right there too. I don't know if it's a smudge or what that is, but there's something going on with the auto there too. Patch is beautiful though. Card looks, it's a good looking card, but it has those two issues right there. We're going to close those windows. Going to come to comments momentarily, guys. I like this Jordan 97 Decade of Excellence. It's a throwback to the 87 second year Jordan in terms of design. Different image, of course. You got the Ichiro there. That has been sold. The Ichiro Red Refractor out of 25 PSA 9 still going. Pop 1, none graded higher. Nice Ichiro card. And I love the 08 design of Topps Chrome. Still going here for Fund Your Cards, the 96 Skybox Premium MJ, PSA 8 at $19.50. And we've got a Topps Gallery Players Private Issue MJ BGS 9 at $470. Still going here, the Electric Court Michael Jordan BGS 9 at $5.25. We have the Stadium Club First Day Issue Michael Jordan BGS 9 at $300. And there's our Jack Johnson again at $600 now. I believe this is Iowa Dave's card maybe that is going tonight. If you would ever like to own a card that was once in Iowa Dave's collection, let me suggest this one to you. I just love it. Look at the color. Look at the color. That blue background across his, behind his body. I love the pose he's in. The PSA 4, I don't know. I mean, this card shoots above its grade and Fanatics agrees, above average eye appeal. Just a beautiful, beautiful card. Got the Hassan back. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Like, we don't, I love it because we don't see many cards with this color combination, these colors on it, I guess. It would just fit so nicely in a collection. Many collections. 96 Skybox Z4 Slam Cam MJ PSA 8 at $1,600. Great looking card right there. Still going. These have all been sold. Oh, one of those MJ jersey cards was from Fund Your Cards, this being the PSA 6. It sold for $6,000. A couple more pages of Fund Your Cards here, guys. I'll just scroll through them. Most of them have been sold by now. Well, the Immaculate Draymond is still a beautiful card. Beautiful Draymond here with the on-card auto, the nice patch. Top 3 defender in the history of the NBA, says Steve Kerr, my buddy Joe Perot. Can't disagree with either of those basketball experts right there. Some more cards here that have been sold. These are done. This one is still going. The Lux Emerald Alonzo Mourning auto out of 5 at $78. $2,100 on the Joe Montana, now the 1 of 1. Again, and this is a Fund Your Cards card here, guys. I love it. I wish I could add this card to my collection right now. I wish I could. And these 3 are still going. 3 flawless vertical Lonzo Ball, Brandon Clark, and Zeke Naji are still going here. Oh, they're very. Why are they so cheap? Why are they so cheap? They're auto, they're patches. Are they not? Maybe they're not rookie cards. I guess that's got to be what's going on here. Okay. See, we learn something every day, or we think we do anyway. All right. That's it for that, guys. Let's go to comments now. And what we'll do is we will now, I'm going to go to all items watching. No, let's go to here. Watching all items. I'm going to bring up basketball, football, hockey, and we will see what is left of the auctions that we are watching. It is updating right now. More of these are going to be sold. Oh, look at that. Looks like everything's been sold. 3840 on the beautiful Walter Johnson, 2200 on the Bart Starr, 2200 on the Nolan Ryan. Couple are, these might still be going. The Gretzky PSA 3.5 is sold for 750. I'm going to just refresh here one more time, guys. Let's clean this up. Okay. So here's what's left. The Bobby Clark, the Roger Staubach, the Ricky Henderson, the Brett Hull BGS 10 rookie, the Emmett Smith jumping out of a window, Bowman's best atomic refractor. 17,000 now, guys, on the Alex Ovechkin BGS 10 ultimate rookie. We've gone up 10 grand since we started looking at that card like 10 minutes ago. 2,600 on the 101 Joe Montana, 2,600 on the Magic Johnson Superfractor, 13.5 now on the Steph Curry. What was that at when we looked at it last time? 1850 on the Lemieux. We were at 14.25 on this beautiful Aaron Rodgers, 16.25 on the Young Guns PSA 10 Connor McDavid. Again, are those too low? I got to go to comments and catch up with you guys. So we'll hover right here. I'm going to go to comments, guys. Sorry, I'm so behind on them. Oh boy, way behind. But let's get to them now. All right. Linda's first. I have like 5 or 6 Gretzky cards that were inserted in starting lineups, all made by Upper Deck. As the card gods tapped starting lineup on the shoulder, let us help you. Right on. That's right, Laura. Skeppy says, interesting how platinum portraits vary in color. Some more silver and others have a more blue. I didn't notice that. That might be the plastic of the slab causing the light to go through a little bit differently. I've never noticed that before. I don't know that that's actually going on. It might be, but I don't know that it is for sure. I even had a card inserted in a Hallmark Christmas tree ornament that came with a Gretzky Upper Deck card. Oh, we kind of got past these earlier. Kyle Fergus's comment there. Okay, I'm behind here. Let's try and get to where we left off. Mr. Davey, what's up, Dave? I got the 1914 Cracker Jack Joe Jackson, Dave. The 1914 Cracker Jack. It's been all over my Instagram. Kyle says, who needs PSA? Yeah, we did that one. Thank you. Thank you. Giant Chulis off Fanatics last night. Oh, I see what that was in reference. I misread that last time. I'm way behind here. Chris Hayes, I've got a lower grade Jim Brown that's got the centering top end, and I wouldn't trade it for this card. Yeah, right. You don't. Technical grade is only one part of the card's overall appeal and allure. It's something to consider. It's a technical grade. It's not an eye appeal assessment. An eye appeal, to me, is more important than technical grade. It just is. I consider technical grade, and I use it to my advantage when I can. The low grade, high eye appeal, that's the sweet spot. That's where I'm putting all my card equity into that now. I shouldn't say all of it, but that's what I'm focusing on now, for sure. High eye appeal, the lower the grade, the better. If a card has high eye appeal, give me a super strong PSA 1 all day long. It'll save you tens of thousands of dollars on many, many cards. CC, good evening, everyone. Awesome 1914 pickup. Congrats. Don't envy you for having to choose which amazing cards you will be letting go. I got to tell you, CC, I am losing sleep over that. It is overwhelmingly difficult to figure out, but I have to do it. And I know that I'm still very comfortable with the decision, but it's going to be very hard for that to happen for sure. Andy says, love those Montanas. The 06 is Montana's first 1-of-1 from Exquisite. He doesn't have a 1-of-1 in 05. We are talking about this card right here that is sitting at $2,600. It's going to go into the next bidding window. We still have 3 5-minute bidding windows left, guys. So in this auction, it all ends at one time. Sorry, no, my bad. That's the premiere. Each item ends if it does not receive a bid within a 5-minute window right now. And then in 15 minutes, we move to the 1-minute windows. This card is still alive, and this is the Montana Exquisite 1-of-1 that Andy is talking about right here. And I'm with Andy. I love them. Good luck to whoever's buying them. If you're bidding, please click on the SCL affiliate link. I'll put it in the chat one more time if you just got here. Really appreciate the support, you guys, when you do that. Hobby Champs loves that PSA 4 Gretzky. Yeah, it was definitely very nice. David Chase says, after watching Jeremy study these cards, Innkeeper realize, don't know what that means. I don't do this enough when I bid on an auction. You have to scrutinize the cards. You have to scrutinize the cards, not just look at the grade on the slab. I will be saying that forever and ever. Michael Hathaway asks, am I bidding on anything, Jeremy, or am I? Oh, Michael, I'm on the sidelines, bro. I am on the sidelines, my friend. Linda's first. The ink on that Ovechkin Ultimate Rookie Auto looks wet. It's so vibrant. That's this card right here. Let's take a closer look at it. Thank you to Linda's first for pointing that out. Yeah, pretty nice. It looks pretty. It doesn't, I don't know that it looks wet to me, but it definitely looks nice. It is lighter in some places, but it does have that 10 pristine grade on the card, which is very elusive. And it's really easy to inspect somewhat easy to inspect the condition of this card, especially when it comes to edges. You always want to look at these dark parts of the card, but these aren't white edges. These are like off-white. So you can still assess the edges especially if you zoom right in. It's a great card, no doubt. And the auto is fine. Ali says, do you think we'll see a slight dip in Gretzky cards after Ovi breaks the record? Not at all. That's one of the, Ali, I'm not saying that's your take, so please don't take this personally. I think that's one of the weirdest takes I've ever heard. Gretzky is established as the GOAT of hockey. There's no argument. It's not Bobby Orr. It's not Gordie Howe. It's not McDavid. It's none of those guys. It's Wayne Gretzky. And, goals is only one stat. It's probably the most important, but it's still only one. And, Gretzky is the GOAT, So no, I don't think so, Ali. I actually think that's just such a weird take. And I don't know if I'm not saying it's your take. I don't think it's your take. I just think it's a weird thing to consider. Linda's first. Gretzky is one of the, yeah, exactly. Iowa Dave says, yes, that was my Jack Johnson. Incredible in person. I know, Dave. I wish I wasn't in the poorhouse right now. My gosh. I guess it's been sold now, Dave. Congrats on your sale. 800. Good job. We might be biased, says Joe Perot. Dusty forever. Dusty forever, says Josh from 90s Auctions. Josh, yes, Dusty forever. Josh and myself and a few others, we have a little ongoing joke sort of thing. We refer to vintage as dust. And it's not, we didn't come up with the term. One of our other buddies did, and we've adopted it in one of our group chats. And now I use it fondly. I love dust. Like my 1914 Cracker Jack Joe Jackson. I'm confusing with the boxer with the Jack Johnson. My Joe Jackson 1914 Cracker Jack is the finest dust on the planet. The finest. Kyle Fergus. When I think vintage baseball, Babe first, Hona second, Cobb third, Ted Williams fourth, DiMaggio, Mantle, May, Cy Young, Jackie, Clemente. Joe Jackson never comes to mind. Why? Because he has no cards, probably. He has no cards. He's got his E90-2. He's got his two Cracker Jacks. And really, after that, there's very, very few cards. And that's why it is so elusive. But, in my research, my thesis is that the three main pre-war baseball cards, the three most iconic, important, are the T206 Honus Wagner, the M101 1916 Babe Ruth, and the 1914 Cracker Jack Joe Jackson. Those, to me, are the three. And that's why one of the reasons why I made the play that I did. David Paterzeba. I just found this channel the night you bought the Joe Jackson. Congrats. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. And welcome to the channel. 90s Auction says Jackson should. He has a handful. They are all so expensive. That's right. But yeah, you just don't find them, right? You don't find them. And there's so few. And his two most important cards are limited to like known copies. The one that I purchased is 76 copies. And his E90-1 American Caramel, there's 192 in the Universal Pop. So pretty much, yeah. Shoeless Joe will always have the Black Sox scandal. Yes, he will, which is part of the allure of him. And the fact that, it was brought to life even more so in 8 Men Out and Field of Dreams. And the fact that he didn't throw the World Series. He actually excelled in it and was wrongfully dismissed from Hall of Fame and being banned. So it's all part of the allure. And yeah, I'm super, super happy with that purchase. But that's about last Thursday. We're talking about tonight here. Bobby Clark has gone from, look at that, bids are coming in on the Bobby Clark. What's about to sell? Right here, the Magic Johnson 101 Superfractor. Looks like that just sold for 26 plus 52 for 31.20. Everything else. Oh, and this McDavid Splendor does 588. Looks like everything else is going into the next window. Oh, except for the Emmett Smith jumping out of the window. Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor does $1,320. Look at the Ovechkin Ultimate. It's at $20,000 now. This thing jumped from like $7,000 or so to 20 in the last 20 minutes. Unbelievable. Brett Hull's taking a big jump too to 30. I think a big jump to 3,200 on the BGS 10 Pristine. It's hard to keep track of all these when you're multitasking like I am. 3,900 now on the Joe Montana 1 of 1 from Exquisite. What were we at? 26 last time we looked. I love it. Look at the Curry's up to 14,500. 1,700 on the McDavid Young Gun. Still seems cheap to me. 19 and a quarter on the Lemieux Authentic. All right, we're going to refresh and see what is left on our watch list. So 3, 6, 9 cards left alive here. 10 minutes left in this extended bidding 5-minute window period. And then we're going to go into the 1-minute windows. And just want to thank you and welcome everybody who is with us, whether you are watching on Facebook, Twitter, or X, YouTube, Instagram. Welcome to the show. If you are on Instagram, I want to see one of you there right now. Come on over to YouTube. That is where the action is. That Curry rookie is cool. It says 90s. It is. It's pretty cool. We were talking about it earlier, Josh, in that the blue border is a little bit weird to me, but it doesn't necessarily throw me right off. I do like the reddish background. It somewhat matches with the red stripes in his jersey. Actually, it really does match. Looks so young there. So young. Like 12 years old young sort of thing. 14,500 on that one right now. But this Montana has now been bid up to $4,000. It's going to go into the next window. One of my favorite cards of the night, Slabbed Authentic. And it's nice to see it getting this much respect. I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't have an autograph. So that might be what keeps it from being a 5-figure card. If this thing was autographed, how would it not be a 5-figure card? As someone told us earlier in the chat, it's his first 1 of 1 in Exquisite. So that's pretty interesting. 90 says, love the 1948 throwback. It is very nice in person. If I were to buy a modern player, this would be it. Yeah, you like the dust, just like I do, Josh. We like our dust. We like modern too, no doubt. All right, it'll be interesting to see what the Lemieux flashback does. And let's go. Why don't we do this? While we have a few minutes on our hand here, we have 2 minutes. I'm going to, let's see. Let's do this. We're going to go to the auction. And we're going to go to next week's auction. We're going to search by, let's go by highest price just to see what's getting the early bids for next week. And I'm going to really quickly get rid of the Pokemon stuff because I just don't know anything about it. And there we go. We already have 3 cards here over $7,000 next week. A Scoring Kings, a Total D, Michael Jordan from 92. I've never seen this before. And a Bowman Chrome Sapphire Caglianone. I don't know if I said that right. Out of 5 at 87.50. I want to take a look at this card though. What is this thing? Auto, in-person auto. That's why it's so much. Oh, this is the, wait a second. Did I click on the wrong one? I clicked on the wrong one. I want this one. I know about the Scoring Kings. Here we go. The Total D, Michael Jordan, PSA 10 at 72.50. What is up with this card? What's up with this card? I don't know anything about it. It must be an early insert from 92 Fleer. And Total D is the insert name. I don't think it's the set. Total D should be on the 3rd line here, should it not? Interesting. Seems like a lot of money, $72.50, but it's probably a very low pop. This is one of those cards where the value is likely driven by the population versus the print run and rarity. Hey, Josh, do you know anything about that one? Hobby Champs, I'll never understand the demand for the 09 Bowman Blue Curry. Thinks it's ugly as sin. Not all that rare. A parallel to an unpopular set just doesn't add up. Well, I think it is rare at 1,948 copies. I think that is somewhat for the time as well, this one here. And it's also going to be grade scarcity as well, right? Oh, here we go. It might be over right now at 14,500. 2 seconds left. Let's see what happens. Looks like that one is going to be sold. Black border is killer. Got it. Thank you, Josh. And Joe Pro says, I was hopeful for the Montana 101, but it hyperspaced past my price point. Joe, that thing was at like $200 or something when we were looking at it the other night and thinking, is this going to sneak its way through? It didn't, and it shouldn't have. What a beautiful card. Absolutely stunner. So the decent PSA 5 Bobby Clark does $144. The Eye Appeal Ricky Henderson PSA 9 does $2,520. The BGS 10 Pristine Brett Hull rookie is sitting at $3,300. We've had another bid on the Ovechkin. It's up to $21,000 for the Pristine BGS 10. Another bid on the Montana at $4,100. Steph sells for $17,400. Lemieux still going at $19.50. The Finest Mosaic Refractor Aaron Rodgers, 10 of 10. 10 copies. This is the 10 of 10 copy. It's a BGS 10 Pristine. Pop 1 is at $16.25. And the McDavid is slowly climbing, which I'm glad to see because it seems low to me. I want to have a look at this Brett Favre card. Topps Finest. They make nice cards. And the serial number, right down over here, 10 of 10. Beautiful serial number. Beautiful stamp. I love the Topps Finest logo as well. Just one of my favorite brand logos out there. And the card it works. Everything works about it. The counterbalance, the top, this little bit coming out the bottom like a circle or an oval there. You got the same thing down over here. It's asymmetrical and symmetrical at the same time in a way. I really like the looks of this card. Beautiful. All right, so we are down to now. Let's hit a quick refresh. From 9 cards to 6, and 3 of them are already going to go to the next bidding window, which is the 1-minute windows, guys. So we're getting into the final home stretch here of the auction, the 1-minute bid windows. And let's see, any new comments? Linda's first. Yes, Total D was an insert in Fleer, and the value is because of the condition sensitive, because of the dark border. They weren't rare, but like anything MJ, they're valuable in great condition. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That's the way it goes. We are talking about next week's auction now, guys. Let me go back and find it. Is it this one right here? This card right here. The Fleer Total D Michael Jordan PSA 10, $7,250. And these black borders are going to be super prone to a little bit of white showing, and I don't see any white at all. At the top, this one is super clean. Centering-wise, though, this is definitely off-center to the right. And you might say, how do you see that, Jeremy? Look, I mean, it's so dark. You got the dark black border against a dark background, but I have a trick. I have a trick to spot the centering on this card. And that trick is to look at the angle. Draw a line in your mind, guys, from the corner of the card to the corner of the inner image. Draw a line there, and then draw a line from the corner of the card here to the corner of the inner image here. And you will see that this line here is steeper than this line here. Not by a lot, but by a few degrees. This line, this imaginary line, is a little bit like, it's more like this, where the line on the other side is more like this. And that's how I assess the centering when it's harder to see. Now, you can probably see as well that the border is narrower on the right than it is on the left, but just to confirm, look at the line here. It's a little bit like the slope's a little bit different here than on the right side. This is a little steeper than this line here, these imaginary lines. It's not that bad though, but a little bit. But still, what is that centering? Is that 60-40? Is that 55-45? I'm not sure. This could be a card that might not qualify for the new centering standards at PSA, being 55-45 for the front. You'd have to pull out your ruler and check that out. I'm not exactly certain. Decent card, not my favorite looking card, but it comes down to, really is going to come down to population, which I'm really curious what that is right now. So let's go back to the auction at hand first. 28 seconds left in the last 5-minute bidding window. And where do we need bids? These 3 are going to the next window. But the Ovechkin needs a bid in the next 16 seconds, or it's going to sell for $21,000 plus buyer's premium for what's that, about $25,200 if it doesn't get another bid. Let's wait this one out, guys. 4 seconds. It is still in red. And it looks like this card is going to be sold now for, what's that, 25.2 as this flips over for us. There it is, 25.2 on the Ovechkin BGS 10 Ultimate Collection Rookie Card Auto. That's got to be a record breaker for that card in any condition. 3,500 now on the BGS 10 Brett Hull, 4,200 on the Joe Montana 1 of 1. I'm happy to see this Montana get the respect it deserves. I could see it going a bit higher still. 1975 on the Lemieux, 1,800 on the McDavid, and 17.25 on the Aaron Rodgers. Wow. And what do we got? The math lesson as well. Geometry lesson of the day. Jordan's lots of lessons here, guys. Hobby Champs, that Jordan needs a bottom 10% sticker for centering. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's bottom 10% Hobby Champs, because keep in mind that, we went from 60-40 to 55-45. I don't think it's worse than 60-40. I really don't. Even with those I've seen much worse angle differences on cards. It's the same thing I used to assess the centering of 1980 OPGs at the top of the card. You can't do it at the bottom of those cards, but you can do it at the top of 80 OPGs. Look at the Messier rookie, etc. Anthony says $72K for the glossy Ovechkin rookie was a good deal compared to what the Ultimate just sold for at 25.2 out of $299 with an auto. Yeah, maybe it was. I mean, yeah, like I love that card. And Edition Sports Cards recently picked up the McDavid high gloss out of 10. And I think for about the same price, I don't actually know what he paid for that. I feel like it was at least 70 grand. It might have been double that. I'm not exactly sure. And once you have one of them, don't you kind of want to get the Ovechkin and maybe a Crosby too? Okay, guys, looks like these are all done. All but one are done. These minutes go by fast, as I told you. The Brett Hull sells for $4,200. The Montana sells for $5,040. The Lemieux does $2,370. They all are done. The Rodgers does $2,070, and the McDavid PSA 10 Young Gun Rookie does $2,160. And that ends the items that we were watching in the auction tonight. So why don't we do this and go to all items tonight closed. Sort by highest price. And that should, that's going to work. This seems to have worked. We're just going to get rid of anything that isn't the four major sports. Let's see more. We can bring in miscellaneous sports as well. Bring in soccer. And let's see what the biggest sales are. We got the math lesson as well. I could have bought 6 Ovechkins. Yeah, I'll stick with what I went with. But I hear you, Laura. Okay, tonight, the biggest sales. We're going to start with this Bowman Chrome Draft Superfractor. Jack Caglianone sells for $43,200. The Topps Chrome Orange Shohei, $43,200. The Michael Jordan BGS 9.5 rookie does $29,400. The Babe Ruth, our cover card of the night here, does $27,600, $25,200 for the Ovi, $24,000 for the Drake May. And now I'm going to be prone to looking at these cards and saying, if I add these up, could I trade these 6 for my Joe Jackson? Well, right there, we're at 86. We're at like 116 there. 143. Yeah. If I had these top 5 cards, I would have to trade those top 5 cards for the Joe Jackson. I'd gladly do that, although I would be really heartbroken to lose this Babe Ruth. The rest of them I would be okay no longer owning for sure. But that's just my own inner thing. The Soto does $23,400. The Jordan game jersey from 97, the first year game jersey, does $23,400. The Michael Jordan Platinum Portraits does $22,800 in BGS 9.5. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander White Sparkle PSA 10 does $21,000. Luka Flawless Gold out of 10 does $19,800. The Kobe Playmakers Theater does $18,600. The blue bordered Steph Curry does $17,400. LeBron James BGS 10 SPX rookie $15,600. $14,400 for the Luka Blue Prism Blue. The Michael Jordan Quick Strike does $14,400, as does the Corbin Carroll. The Little Sun High School Prospect Jeter does $14,400. 1 of 1. Oh, no, sorry. It's an out of 5 gold vinyl. JJ McCarthy does 12.6. LeBron James SPA rookie auto 12.6. Jordan record breaker SPX does 10.8. Lamar does 10.5. The X Factor Kobe Bryant with LeBron James making a cameo at a 288 does 10.2. And I love this LeBron for 10.2 as well. Those are the highest sellers this week, you guys. All right, we're going to wrap up. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Anthony says, might have been able to flip the Ovechkin glossy after he breaks the record and pay off the shoeless Joe easily. Maybe. You never know. I'm not going to take that risk. I have no more capital left. I have very little cardboard equity left that I'm willing to part with. Kevin Walsh won the Brett Hall. Congratulations, Kevin Walsh, on the Brett Hall. Way to go. What did you pay for that? Let's have a look. Sold, watching, sold this week. What? Closed. Let's try that. Was it 3,300? We're going to sort by highest price. Where's good old Brett Hall here? There he is, $4,200 for the Brett Hall. Congratulations, Kevin Walsh. 3,500 plus BP plus 7 for $4,200. Congrats, Kevin. It's a beautiful card. BGS 10's a tough grade, no doubt, but look at the centering on that is just perfect. Kevin, feel free to click on that Sports Cards Live affiliate link. I'll put it in the chat one more time, guys. If you were bidding on cards and you did not click the link first, but you do want to support the channel, click the link before you pay for the item. That will work as well. And I'm very grateful for that. What's BP? Just kidding. Whew. I'm glad you're just kidding, for sure. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Linda's First. Another great night. Thanks, Jeremy. Chat rocks. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Hey, we're going to wrap up, guys. The plan is to be back here again next Sunday to do the same things. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Greatly appreciate it. I will be back with a great panel next Saturday on Sports Cards Live. Guys, it is Sunday night, March 23rd, 2025. My name is Jeremy Lee. I hope you enjoyed the show, and please have a great week ahead.